Good morning and welcome, and thank you for joining me. So we have a 30-minute relaxation session to enjoy. So I thought we would continue with our theme that we looked at on Tuesday. This idea of finding equilibrium. So we're going to use the breath, the Samavriti pranayama practice. So Sama meaning same, so we get the breath nice and even. We're also going to be using the Nadi Shodhana, which is the alternate nostril breathing. And in terms of our movement, we're just going to take a couple of sort of more floor-based, slower poses, just to let that body also experience balance and equilibrium. Enjoy. So when you're ready, finding whichever position you want to start in, preferably with the spine elongated. So looking at sitting up. Just closing your eyes and just allowing the outside world just to gently fade into the background. And just take a moment to greet your body. And we do this pretty much every time we come to our yoga practice, that little moment of how am I doing? And it's our opportunity to answer honestly. And our yoga practice is also an opportunity to work out what we're going to do about the response that we get. So how are you in your body? And what's your body telling you? And what are you going to do with that information? So what I want you to do now is just be aware of how long it takes you to breathe in. And then how long it takes you to breathe out. And over the next few rounds of breath, I'd like to encourage you to even that out. So if you're breathing in, 2, 3, 4, I want you to breathe out, 2, 3, 4. You can find your own count, as long as the breath is the same length of time in the in-breath as it is on the out-breath. So bringing the breath into balance. So what might happen is that the count, once you kind of stopped and you've got that focus on the breath, quite often the count gets a bit longer, which is good. It's a good benefits in the body. It's calming. Unless you go too far, yeah? So if the count increases by 1 or 2, that's great. But don't ever push it to the point where you're counting for more than feels comfortable in your body, because that's going to cause agitation and stress. So we're taking that breath in for the same length of count as we take our breath out. And we're going to do 3, 4 more rounds of breath. And so what we're going to try and do is maintain that breath awareness throughout our relaxation, seeing if we can just keep that body, bringing that body and that breath into balance. So when you're ready, you might want to open your eyes. Feel free to keep them closed. Just take a peek if you're not sure what I'm saying. So we're going to just extend this right hand, fingertip on the floor, and just sit nice and tall here. And as you take a breath in, feel that lengthening through your spine. And on your breath out, just drop your head away. So that left ear is moving towards the left shoulder, but you're still sitting upright, shoulders drawing back and down. And just take a few more breaths here. So maybe you can still find that Samavriti, that even count. And you're just going to take a breath in and lift the head back up to center. And take a breath out there. Turn the right palms up. Breathing in, take your time to lift that arm up. So the full breath to lift that arm up, and the full out breath to drop the arm behind you. On your next inhale, the left palm opens, the left hand lifts. And on your out breath, we grab onto that elbow. So we're just drawing that elbow back, taking a little stretch here. Finding our Samavriti, our even breath. So breathing in. And on the out breath, we're going to bring this hand across the body. Just give that shoulder a little stretch. Continue to breathe deeply, fully. Drop this hand down to the opposite knee and then come into your twist. So this, the in-breath encourages us to find that space and length through the spine. And on the out-breath, we just deepen our twist. Let those shoulders draw back, tummy draws in, head moves to the left. And I want you to find that even count. Take a breath in, and for the whole of your out breath, let your head turn to the right. So it's not a lot of movement. You're still going to use the full breath to get there. And then we're just going to release. Come back to center. Just for a moment, pause. So you might still be focused on that Samavriti breathing. Could you also be mindful of the left and right sides of the body? So one side has done a few gentle stretches and the other side hasn't yet. So we're not in balance right now. And we're going to rectify that by taking that left hand out beside us, fingers on the floor. Take a breath in. And all of the out breath takes the ear towards the shoulder. And we try to breathe steadily here. Just listen to what the body's telling you right now. And we're going to take a slow breath in. So all the way in is lifting the head up. And then the whole breath out, just sitting upright. Nice, we're going to turn the palms up, lift the arm. Take the whole of the in-breath to get there. The whole of the out-breath to take the hand behind you. The whole of your next inhale to lift the right arm up. And the whole of the exhale to take your elbow. And then we settle into the stretch. Take a breath in. And the breath out takes the arm across. Breathe here. Take a breath in. And the out breath drops the hand to the opposite knee and starts moving into your twist. Take your lengthening breath here. And then your twisting breath out here. Breathing in fully. Taking the whole of the out breath to turn the head to look forwards, just the head. Good, and then we come back to center. Pausing for a little moment, we've put ourselves back in equilibrium, hopefully. So we're going to scooch the knees out and just stretch the legs out, especially if you were sat cross-legged and the legs have been bent for a little while. Just give yourself a little moment to stretch the legs away. You might want to give them a little massage. Okay, so we're going to come to lying on our backs now. And we're going to come into a fallen tree. So in our more physical practice of yoga, we do a tree pose where we stand on one leg, which is obviously a physical balance. But we're going to take that pose from lying down. So just get yourself on your back, first of all. And if for any reason this doesn't work for you, if you're not comfy, just find out why. So listen in. Maybe you need something under your head. maybe you need support, maybe grab a cushion or a blanket just in case you need it, because the next part of the pose is to bring the right knee, actually if I go left you'll be able to see it better, the left knee comes in and then it drops open and it's the sole of the foot coming onto that inner leg. So this is fairly comfortable for me. But if, for example, you've got any tightness or anything going on in this left hip, this left glute, you might want to wedge your cushion or pillow or blanket underneath you just to give you some support. If failing that, if you have nothing handy, a little fist can help. You could perhaps support yourself with your own hand or your arm. If you're not using your arms, I'm going to encourage you to make branches. Your branches might just be outstretched to the side here, palms open. If you feel you want more of a stretch in your ribs, in your chest, your branches might lift up. Wherever you choose to be, I want your arms to be fully supported on the earth. So if you're struggling and the arms are kind of lifted, take the arms to a better position for you. So this is a fully supported, fully contained pose. And I want you to simply close your eyes and then bring your awareness back to Samavriti, even breath. Breathing in for the same amount of time as you breathe out. So once you've established your count, mine's 8, so yours could be any number, but I'm just going to give you an example using my 8. So on the breath in, I'm going to imagine that I'm breathing in, I'm drawing up that breath or that energy from the sole of my right foot, and it takes me to the count of 8 to take that energy up to the crown of my head. So I'm breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and by 8 that breath's right at the crown of my head. So I'm breathing out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and by the 8 again the breath is gone. I'm right back down at my feet. I'm going to get you to choose your count and take 5 breaths, breathing up to crown and then back down to toes. Feel the breath traveling upwards, feeling the lungs, filling the chest, reaching the crown of head. Same on the out breath, drifting back down. So when you've finished your 5 breaths, I want you to take your left arm and just gently scoot your left leg back up. So give it a helping hand. Just gently draw this left knee into your chest. Give it a little squeeze. Draw it in towards the chest. And then release that leg and stretch it out away from you. So you're back in symmetry, both legs extended, but you may not be feeling like you're in balance because one side has done something that the other one hasn't. So we're now going to make our tree branch on this opposite side. So it's the right knee that bends, sole of foot to the inside of the leg. Let this knee drop. If it doesn't feel comfy, please support it with your cushion or your hand or whatever you need. Good, and then we're going to let these arms choose their position, these upper branches. You might even be able to imagine this beautiful tree shape that you've made. Perhaps you can fill in the the gaps, the leaves, the branches, the shape of this beautiful tree. And once you're settled, I want you to establish your even count. And once again, take that breath in from the sole of the foot and for the whole of the count, just really focus on that breath traveling up all the way to the crown of your head and exhaling all the way back down. Same count. 5 rounds of breath. Here we go. Feeling that breath traveling up, filling the chest, filling the lungs, reaching the crown, and softening as you travel back down to the sole of your foot. And then taking your right hand this time to scooch in this right leg, give it a helping hand, and then hug this knee into the chest. And this time I want you to take both knees, so grab the other one, give it a squeeze. Wrap those arms around and allow the body to roll. So when you wrap those arms around and you squeeze in, you're making a little rounded surface on which to roll. Good, we're going to take the knees to the floor, slide the heels away from you, lift the arms up and over your head. Just take a full body stretch here. Nice, and then hug in again. This time hands come underneath the knees. And as you pull them in, draw the chin up as well. And we're just going to let our body rock and roll forwards and backwards until we come up. And I want you to find your comfortable seat where you are back to being upright. Nice. So, just checking in. How am I now? How's my body doing? Listening into what the body's saying, and perhaps recognizing, listening, paying attention, and noticing how you can respond to that. The body is agitated. Can you do something slow and soothing to calm you down? If it's hot, can you cool it? If it's cold, can you heat it? And this can be done on a yoga mat, but I'm talking life as well. Okay, so we're going to bring the right hand up to the face. So the first and second finger rest on the forehead, making space for thumb to pad the right nostril, ring finger to pad the left nostril. So this is your alternate nostril breathing. I've talked it through before, but just I don't expect you to remember every single thing. So just a reminder, the yogis talk about this central channel that moves up from base of spine to crown of head. And then there's these 2 slightly smaller ones that crisscross. And where they crisscross all the way up is where you have your energy centers, your chakras that we looked at, I think it was last week. And what happens when we do this Nadi Shodhana is we tap into the left and right energy centers, left and right hemispheres of the brain. And of course, when we alternate the breath equally, especially when we're going to really focus on the equal count, the theory is we bring ourselves into equilibrium, bring yourself back to balance. Energy is gained where it's needed. Calm is resumed where that's needed. So right hand ready. I want you to take an even breath in, just normal breath through both nostrils. I'm going to be moving my hand just to keep us into a rhythm if you wish, but you're more than welcome to close your eyes and ignore what I'm doing. Okay, so we're just taking a breath in together. And the same amount of breath on the exhale. Breathing in. And the exhale now comes out through the left. So use your right thumb to pad the right nostril. So you can breathe out through your left. Breathing in left. And then moving to breathe out the right. Breathing in right. Breathing out left. So that's one full round. Breathing in left. Breathing out right. Breathing in right. Breathing out left. That's two full rounds. I'll count you through one more. Breathing in left. Breathing out right. Breathing in right. Breathing out left. That's another full round. So I'm going to get you to carry on for 3 more rounds of breath in your own time. And the next time you find yourself breathing out through your left, just drop your hand away. Just breathe in through both nostrils. Just keep focused on that same breath, that same length of in-breath to out-breath. And then when you're ready, open your eyes. Shrug your shoulders. Take any little movements and stretches that feel good. And we're going to make our way to Shavasana, so full relaxation now. So make your way to lying down. This is where feel free to grab any props you need, something under your knees, something under your head, a blanket all around you, lovely. And just arrange your body so that it's super, super comfy. So no more effort now. And actually no more worrying about the breath. So just let go of any samavriti, any count, and just drop into your position for rest. So I want you to close your eyes and just feel a sense of softening spreading across your body. Hopefully you're prepared. You are ready for rest. And a nice gentle practice this morning. And let the body fully go, fully retire. No more work needed. So it might be helpful to scan the body, just checking in with the top of the head. Just feeling all the muscles in your face. Just let them relax. Let go of any tension in the forehead and around your eyes, in your cheekbones, in your jaw, in your mouth, in your throat. It's almost as though the head suddenly gets pretty heavy because it's just let go completely. You don't have to hold it anymore. Let it go, let the floor support the head. And the same for the neck and the shoulders. Just really let them drop. So you might even feel a little sense of dropping, releasing, softening in those shoulders. And that in turn encourages the same for the arms. The arms just roll away, no effort required, just laying beside you, completely at ease. Backs of the hands on the earth, the fingers just gently curling in, just falling into their natural position. And as you take your awareness now to your chest, you might be mindful, or you might notice that you're breathing, but we're not putting any restriction or control here. We're just breathing. We're being breathed. Feel that sense of freedom in the chest, in the belly, all soft and at ease. Same for the spine. You might be aware of the natural curves of the spine, the hollow of the neck, or hollow of the base of the spine. All the vertebrae in between, just feel the back releasing. And notice the back of your hips, back of your pelvis, your sacrum on the floor. And all the muscles and flesh around the hips, just resting and relaxing. And that's really lovely for your legs. The legs can now, again, like the arms, just roll away. They're just there, just lying down on the floor. No effort required. The feet just flop out in any position that they land in. And just for this little moment in time, little snapshot, the whole of your body, maybe you're going to ask that question, how are you? How's my body? How am I doing? And let the information be fed back to you. And just notice what your response is to that information. So hopefully when we're in rest, we've found we're kind of comfortable, hopefully nicely in balance. But you might get a message that's going to let you know something that might be valuable for you off your mat as well. The message might be a gentle whisper, slow down. Or it might be something about just stopping to breathe, just at sporadic moments throughout your day. If you need to finish your practice with me, just allow me to guide you out from rest. If you have more time, please feel free to stay. So we'll trigger that movement by deepening the breath and send our awareness outwards to fingers and toes. Just gently move the fingers and the toes. And then let that movement become a bit more wristy and ankle circling, stretching out the muscles of arms and legs. And then take a full body stretch, lifting the arms up and over your head. And then hugging those knees back into your chest. Take a little rock. And when you feel ready, bring yourself to upright. You're going to lift those arms up on our final breath in together. And then our breath out takes the hands to the heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.